What's up, GQ? This is Kyler Murray, and these are 10 things I can't live without. My first essential is my devotional. A couple years back, my mom got me locked into, reading this every day. It's been special to me, it's been good for me. I'm a cool, calm, collected guy, but this is definitely something I lean on for sure. Keeps the mind right, keeps the mental right with, all the things that I got going on in my life as far as family, football. There's a lot of pressures that come with playing the quarterback position, and this is one thing that I go to keep me right. My next essential is my chessboard. Okay. Don't need this. Good. I got into chess in 4th grade. My science teacher, he got me and a couple of my other boys. We were, we were kind of like the athletes of the school. He told us, hey, y'all should join the chess club. And we kind of laughed at it at first. Ended up joining. Ended up loving it, being super competitive. I ended up being the 4th and 5th grade chess champion. Most people don't know that about me, and I feel like it's a little cool deal.
How many of your teammates have you cooked in chess?
I like to keep names on the low, but Larry Fitz, he's obviously a legend. He's 0-2 against me. Zach Ertz. There's a couple other guys, Chase Edmonds, stuff like that, but those are the few I'll give out. Next up, gotta go with Sriracha. This is probably my biggest necessity. Me being Korean, my mom, she put me on the Sriracha. Since I was in her belly, I've been eating spicy food, so this is one of my biggest essentials. I put it on everything. I used to have a keychain with it, a little keychain of Sriracha. My coach would always get on me, but it was definitely, it was great to have, and I love Sriracha. So my eggs in the morning, I gotta have Sriracha, steak, chicken, turkey sandwich, salad. I got it on me at all times. Gotta have it. My next essential, this is my baby right here. This is my Xbox. Goes with me everywhere. I don't move without it. Unless it's on the road for a game. Other than that, it's always with me. I play every day. It's my vice, it's my go-to. I've been playing the game since I was a young kid. My uncle, my brother, my dad, so, it's something that I just can't live without. I got tons of friends from the game, tons of dudes in the league that I, have played and got to beat up on for sure. My favorite games are NBA 2K, Madden, Call of Duty. I was a big Gears of War player back in the day, FIFA. Really any sports game, UFC, and a couple shooting games. My first gamer tag, I had one. I was Big Daddy K with a whole bunch of X's. I'm so clutch. Right now, East Egg living.
What was it like joining FaZe Clan?
It was a blessing, you know what I'm saying? I grew up obviously very fond and understanding, what FaZe was, the whole group, how it started. So to be able to, join the family and be able to rep the brand is a huge honor and a big deal. My next essentials are these bad boys right here. I grew up playing the game of football, baseball, and basketball, but football was always my go-to. Football was always my love. I always stay with some cleats on me just because of what I do.
Why football over baseball?
Good question. Why? Picking football over baseball was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make. For me personally, I grew up wanting to win Super Bowls. I always watched the Super Bowl, football. Knew everything about the game, still, so it was, for me personally, like I said, it was just something about the game of football that I love. And my dad played for A&M. He always kept me fresh. He kind of introduced me to Nikes and swag basically on the field. I've been Nike ID and cleats since I was 5 and 6. My next essential is my It's a 10 conditioner. I need it for everything. It's my favorite conditioner. It's got me right since college. I'm always big on my hair, always big on how I look. And this is one of those things, having curly hair, being Korean and African American, this is something that took me a while to, find a product that I like. So now that I do, I gotta have it. I get my hair done once a week, yeah. I always like to look good on game day, look good, feel good, play good. I live by that. And I honestly feel like it holds true. My next essential, my Apple headphones. These are very clutch. They got noise cancellation, which is big for me. Always on the move, always in the airport or doing something of that sort.
What's your playlist like on game day?
My favorites, Drake, Lil Wayne, Future, Kanye. Slow jams, I go Donnell Jones, Michael Jackson, Brian McKnight, couple others, but those are some of my favorites. I know most of y'all don't know who Donald Jones is, but if you don't know, go look him up for sure. You know, he'll get you right. My next essential is my Rolex, Presidential, the green face. For me, the reason why this is so essential to me is just because, you know, it's a beautiful watch. You know, I'm just now getting into watches and stuff like that, things that hold value. And, you know, one of my favorite colors is green. Also mixed with the rose gold, I feel like, you know, honestly, I don't know if you can make a watch prettier than this. So that's why it's my essential.
Are you ever gonna bust that down?
Am I ever gonna bust this down? Nah, I'm just keep it plain Jane, keep it simple. It's a beautiful watch. I got the Santos on right now. Pretty sure that's what it's called, Cartier. I got an AP.
How much did you spend on the watch?
Oh shit, I can't tell you that, but just know I think it's worth over six figures right now. I think, yeah. Great investment. Yeah. My next essential is my bracelet. You probably can't see the writing on it, but it says "Be Water, my friend." I think it's a women's bracelet, to be honest. This is made by Monica Venator. Shout out to her. I fell in love with them. Ordered a couple. The reason why it says "Be Water, my friend," I mean, I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, big Bruce Lee guy. You know, it's one of those things. If it's not on me, I feel naked. You know, I feel incomplete. But just something I keep on me, just because, you know, like I said, my mom introduced me to Bruce Lee at a young age. I fell in love with his philosophies and how he moved. How he saw the world and his mental, you know, and for me playing football and all the sports that I played, I was real big on being ahead of everybody on the mental side of things, so that was real big for me. Last but not least, the one and only, Big Rod. You know what I'm saying? He keeps me right at all times, never a doubt. You know, he's definitely one of my essentials that I need. You know, he's family now. Rod get me right, whatever I need as far as, you know, packing my clothes, being on time, making sure I'm where I need to be. You know, he's essential to, you know, when it comes to all that. As far as, you know, walking around the mall, traveling all the time. You know, I love my fans, everybody that's, you know, supported me throughout this whole, you know, my life. But sometimes, you know, obviously, sometimes we gotta be places at a certain time and stuff like that. It gets hectic. But for the most part, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's always there, he's got my back. So, you know, he's an essential for sure. Thank you for having me, GQ. Kyler Murray once again, and these are my 10 essentials.